time, guys. We have another Porygon-Z for Fan Fridays. I am super excited. I don't think I'm ever going to be as surprised as I was that one fateful day when Last Resort Porygon-Z entered all of our lives. But this is actually looking like a more refined idea behind that strategy, and I am all for it. Now, when I first saw Aerodactyl, I thought, ooh. I made one of those, ooh, kind of noises when I saw it because I love the Aerodactyl as a support Pokemon. In theory, it just does whatever it wants. You know, you set up the Tailwind, you protect on the first turn. After that, you just Sky Drop, and nothing stops you. Now, Porygon-Z, it's perfect because it wants to go protect Last Resort. Porygon-Z is going to protect. Aerodactyl sets up the Tailwind. If it's Focus Sash, because you don't need a Mega once you're outspeeding on the Tailwinds, then it gets to Sky Drop, and then Porygon-Z wins that 1v1, and Aerodactyl can tech in like Fire Fang and stuff so that there's not any resisted hits. So here we go, Heat Wave. Aerodactyl is going to be pretty fine by that. The burn, it's annoying, but it's not like the worst thing that could happen. Aerodactyl does avoid the Sleep Powder, which is points to the Aerodactyl, and the Chlorophyll will be canceled out by the, whatchamacallit, the Tailwind. Aerodactyl actually has the Rock Slide. Oh, I was expecting Sky Drop 100%, because it makes it to where those Protect plays don't matter. You Sky Drop one and you Last Resort the other. And let's see what we do to the Venusaur. Venusaur is going to get one shot. I mean, I'm not super surprised by that, but also I do understand the idea of the Rock Slide when there's a Charizard Y on the field. It's just like one of those things, like, do you go for that Protect chance? Because, like, what if Porygon-Z hit the Charizard? Then bad things could have happened. But now we're into the Aerodactyl with Taunt onto the Charizard, so I don't know what that means. Like, and then the Last Resort into the Charizard. Okay, the double down doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but it worked. Like, actually, no, you can't Skydrop Regirock, he's too heavy. Skydrop has a weight limit, and Regirock is going to Hammer Arm onto the Porygon-Z, so Porygon-Z will somehow survive that. I was about to say will not survive that one, but it does, and now we're still in a really good situation because Aerodactyl gets to finish off the Regirock. Regice goes down to the Last Resort, and then we can just go wipe off our hands and call it the GG. Or something like that. So, oh wait, I thought Regirock was missing health. I don't even know why. So that's going to be a Last Resort from the Porygon into the Regice, and that is going to be a KO right there. Regirock being the most problematic thing right here. Are we going to see the flinch? Actually, probably doesn't really matter too much. Porygon-Z goes down to the Life Orb, so that little bit of extra damage I got through, kind of problematic. But Regirock does flinch, and Aerodactyl does go down to the burn. But it's time to just go and see how the finish is. There was the Energy Ball. We can see that from the Chandelure, of course. And the battle's over. And a Milotic. Battle's definitely over. But it was an interesting team from the opponent. Like, the opponent with that Chlorophyll and a lot of power behind it could have done well. Just the Porygon-Z works so crazy. So crazy. And there we go. Scald, double up. Regirock actually survives it. Wow, that has to be Assault Vested. So Assault Vested Regirock going throughout the Earthquake. And we are going to see the Berry in place of that. Chandelure would have survived without it. Critical hit. Wow. Okay, so yeah. Regirock not really doing too much damage. It looks full tank. And then there's the Shadow Ball. So, Shadow Ball finish onto the Regirock. GG. And once again, we have it. Now, this actually looks... I like the idea because, okay, something goes wrong. Porygon-Z goes down. Now you have a Tailwinded Kangaskhan for a turn or two. And the Arcanine is annoying. It comes out. It intimidates. Stuff happens. Ooh. I gotta respect the opponent bringing that Mega Medicham. However, it's not going to do so fantastically against this strategy. Now, it actually will work out if you just go straight high jump kick into the Aerodactyl, but I'm wondering if the greed is there. And Drain Punch should be enough to knock out the Aerodactyl still. So Jolteon has the Volt Switch on Aerodactyl. It's massive damage. Okay, that's why you run the Focus Sash, kids, because yeah, even the Volt Switch from Jolteon would have been enough to KO, but that still means we get Tailwind, and that's really the biggest point when it comes to Porygon-Z, because you just identify the strongest threat, you remove them, and then you have the Kangaskhan backing you up, or something like that. So there's Aerodactyl's Tailwind. That's going to be speed, and then we're going to see how the Medicham and went for the Drain Punch on the Porygon, protected, but at least no high jump kick, and then Porygon-Z is going to take a little bit of damage, but will be outspeeding the Medicham, so that Last Resort will destroy, and Aerodactyl going to be on that taunt since Medicham focused the Protect Pokemon, and the Last Resort comes through. So, Last Resort, Medicham, GG, get dunked. I mean, it's so much damage. Like, the Ambipom, the Lopunny, I already did a video breaking down, like, the math behind it, but those Pokemon were like, whoa, that's so much damage, and then Porygon-Z actually has more which is scary. So now we're back into Jolteon. We know Jolteon is going to be fast, but he's not going to outspeed in this situation. And Clefable is going to come in. So it really depends on the target selection. Aerodactyl with that Rock Slide. I mean, I do like the Rock Slide. 30% chance to just kind of flinch out the opponents. Pretty interesting. And Porygon-Z is going to last resort. The Clefable was Hippowdon. Clefable is going to go down, which does work out. Now we do have to worry about the Jolteon damage. But my guess is Jolteon was targeting the Aerodactyl anyways. So yeah, you get the free finish onto the Aerodactyl. You give up the Aerodactyl with that Rock Slide and it doesn't matter. And then you're good to go. This is, honestly, I'm still wanting to see that Sky Drop, because in that situation, you Sky Drop the Jolteon, Clefable goes down, Jolteon lands, and then you can still double up on the damage as you need to. And still find like crazy speed scenarios and whatnot. Now Arcanine comes in. That is going to be an Intimidate onto the Hippowdon. And there's the Jolteon once again. So, like, yeah, Hippowdon, I guess it could, like, Earthquake or Rock Slide, which would be a little annoying, but it's not the worst thing ever to deal with. And Arcanine's going to close combat. Arcanine's got Tailwind, so close combat damage onto the Hippowdon. I would have tried to finish off the Jolteon and then last resort the Hippowdon just to see where that damage goes. That's going to be the last resort onto Jolteon. Jolteon will go away. I mean, if Arcanine's holding on to, like, the Overheat or something, battle's almost over. That's where you'd finish it. And hopefully, Hippowdon uses Toxic. Alright, so Hippowdon's not going to threaten the Porygon-Z. Also, that Taunt switch out kind of shows that this is a really heavy status. Toxic, Slack Off, Protect, maybe a damage move that isn't too insane. Alright, I want to see what Porygon-Z does to this Hippowdon. I don't want to see Arcanine's damage. I want to see, Hippowdon, it's a huge physical tank. We have to see how much Porygon-Z can actually break into that. Tailwind's going to peter out. That doesn't really matter. Arcanine is going to switch out. Oh, I hope that is for the glory, just to see how much Porygon-Z can do to this guy. And there's the last resort. How much is it going to be onto Hippowdon? All right, Hippowdon takes it up. When you think about it, I wasn't expecting a KO. Like, that would have actually surprised me to see the KO. See, in the Earthquake, not enough to knock out the Porygon-Z, but Poison will. And a little bit of leftovers, but Kangaskhan's way too ferocious just to deal with. Still makes a lot of sense. I am a fan of what I saw. And doing, what, 80% to a Hippowdon? As that's probably like full defensive tank. Good stuff. So Arcanine comes in. Arcanine has like extreme speed. Oh, the Intimidate also. That applied to the Hippowdon from earlier. And we are going to see the Mega Kangaskhan coming in. I don't think there's much else to say. Battle's over. GG. And there is one more battle. So that's why I'm liking. Like, I've been taking a lot more multiple submissions for Fan Fridays, so I can try to get these longer battles, make Fan Fridays actually feel like something substantial. And there's the KO for you guys, so let's go on to battle number 3. And it's time for the last battle with Phillips. I am enjoying this, and we get to see a lot of just the team in general, the Hydreigon. I mean, that's Specs Hydreigon, or even Life Orb. I would be okay with Life Orb on this one, because you have the Tailwind. So you don't have to worry about speed. Tailwind happens, and then Life Orb Hydreigon, very hard to deal with the coverage, plus the damage, plus the silliness. And it will be the Zapdos Garchomp opening into Porygon-Z Aerodactyl, and that is going to be a withdraw on the Zapdos going into that Scizor, and now we are going to see what Garchomp does with this. And Garchomp, oh no. Garchomp's going to go for the Protect. I mean, the opponent just gave up a free turn with an Aerodactyl on the field. You know that's going to be Tailwind setup. Maybe that's what Scizor's going for. Like, alright, he's going to Tailwind. I might as well, like, not try to counter Tailwind him. His strategy might try to gain on me or something, because that's what the Zapdos wants to do. So, now we see this, and I think it's starting to make sense now with the Porygon-Z, because you don't expect Last Resort Porygon-Z, even though it is the best set, you're not going to expect it. So, Aerodactyl would have been one-shot by the Bullet Punch. That is the frailness of Aerodactyl and the power of the Scizor, and then we are going to taunt onto it just in case. Swords Dance, you know, never know. And Porygon-Z is going to Last Resort onto Garchomp. Bye-bye, Garchomp. Hope you had a good time. See you later. Rough skin, doesn't mean anything. But from the Garchomp's point of view, he wanted to protect and kind of regain that field condition with his Scizor. Like, alright, Scizor's going to come in. Tailwind's going to be negated in a way because I'm just going to one-shot on the Bullet Punch. And you don't expect Last Resort on Porygon-Z. Even though it's the best set, Ice Beam. Scarf Ice Beam Porygon-Z, the Garchomp does not want to see that. And that's going to be a Bullet Punch on the Porygon-Z this time. And the Porygon-Z tanks it up. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know the breakdown of like Porygon-Z for like hit points and defenses, but does this have like hit point investment? I'm starting to think this guy has hit point investment. He's been surviving a lot today. 187 seems like a bit high of a number to be uninvested on as a Porygon-Z. Oh wow, did Porygon really just avoid the heat wave? Oh, P right there. So, little bit of luck coming through, but a little bit of fun as well. And Zapdos going for that finish on to the Aerodactyl. But Porygon-Z with that tankiness. Pretty solid. Doing a good amount of damage to Scizor as well. Without that resist, would have been a KO. And how does Porygon-Z react to this? Because, like, you have Kangaskhan on the field. That's a fake out. So, you fake something out. Actually, you gotta fake out the Scizor so you don't get, blasted by a bullet punch. And then you go and finish off the Zapdos. And then you call it good. So, yeah, Scizor's going to get shut down. And that's going to be the flinch, and that's going to be Porygon-Z's last resort. So yeah, that's why I like the idea of having the Sky Drop, is because you can kind of make that play every other turn in a way and kind of keep it on your side, except it doesn't have the priority on the Sky Drop. But that's going to be the Rocky Helmet trade, or no, that's Life Orb, not Rocky Helmet. Life Orb trade right there, going to take it down on the Porygon-Z. And here we go. Tailwind peters out, so now we got to regain this battle. It's a 2v2 at this point. Hydreigon's on the field. Against the Azumarill, not the best thing to see. The Draco Meteor, just like, alright, giving up the Hydreigon, making sure we get the Scizor off the field. That works out. Even though it's going to be resisted, massive amounts of damage right there. Good trade, and then I guess we expect like the play rough from the Azumarill just to finish off the Hydreigon. And we still get the outspeed on that Kangaskhan. Oh, never mind. Too much damage from the Kangaskhan. One shot onto the Azumarill. And it looks like we're going to be untouched on this turn regardless. And that is going to be a GG. Also, it looks like, yeah, Hydreigon might have been scarfed to outspeed the Kangaskhan like that. And there we go. So I'm thinking about that Porygon-Z. Hit point invested? I'm thinking, actually, you know what? Let's go and bring this one up on Pokemon Showdown. So we go to Pokemon Showdown. I don't have any screen transitions, do I? Let's go and, okay, I'm gonna just build a screen capture right there. Wow, that's actually really scary. I almost did a 1080p screen capture in like half a second. Okay, so team builder, new team, add Pokemon. Let's go with Porygon-Z, and now we can actually figure out at level 50 how many hit points he is supposed to have. Am I an idiot? 160. Okay, so whoa, really now? And then I guess enough for like basic outspeed. So we max the attack. We go into that. I'm wondering if Adamant. So when we look at this, that's going to be doubled by the Tailwind. So yeah, this is riding absolutely on the Tailwind, which does make a lot of sense because we saw some outspeeds from that Venusaur. So the Venusaur, if he's going for more speed investment, the Chlorophyll is going to make up for that over the Tailwind. So Porygon-Z survived more than it should have with this strange investment, and it ended up working out. I don't know if there might be no speed investment. Like, you don't need that. You can just go into the defense to match out with the special defense. So we have balanced on this right here. Go high into the attack. Probably Adamant Nature if we aren't putting any speed investment in there. That is a wonderful set. That is a wonderful set. Okay. I think that makes a lot of sense right there. I realize, like, the screen doesn't have it in properly, but I like it. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Porygon-Z, last resort. It's just another thing to worry about with Porygon-Z. Now you can't predict it. Because it's like, alright, he's going to be a special attacker, so I'm going to hide from the special attack, take him out next turn when I get my field condition. Nope, he's going to be gaining much more than you. So if you guys enjoyed the video, I hope you all get ready for some more Fan Fridays.